Hey, welcome to Clem's Lab. I've always had a passion for space and rockets, and I want to start launching rockets and eventually big and complex ones. But first things first, and I want to show you how to make a mini rocket from scratch. The first thing I did was to 3D print a mold for the rocket engines. I used long screws to be able to create the core. And the idea here is that the core will be the first surface to burn. And as the fuel gets burned, that hole becomes wider. I also put paper inside the mold to be able to remove it after casting. After that, we can start mixing the rocket candy. If you haven't seen my previous video, you can check it out. I go more in details about the proportions of the potassium nitrate and the sorbitol. After melting the mix, I just poured it in the mold and let it cool down. Once removed, you get nice rocket grains ready to be burned. I also wanted to experiment with making a mold for our nozzle out of concrete. So I used a 3D printed part for that and poured a little mix in that I let cured overnight. Finally, for the rocket assembly, I cut grooves for the fins and put it all together and went outside for the first test. Beside a big cloud of smoke and the nose that flew off, the rocket didn't move much. So this is what remains of the first rocket prototype. As you can see, the big flow of it is that all the structure from the PVC is messed up with those fins inserts. So the nozzle isn't too bad, but most of the gas came from the side. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo the fin support to be on the outside so I can keep the tube all like structurally sound. I do have the other one that I did with the same concept to test the concrete nozzle, so I'm gonna try and use a bit more tape around to try and see if I can seal all the holes before I launch it. See if that works better, but I don't have much hopes for this one. Alright. So I redesigned a new version that is much simpler. I kept the 3D printed nozzle with the washer on top, that seemed promising, a plug to put inside the rocket so that the gas don't leak from the top, and the fins. There's a fair amount of video on making mini rockets on YouTube, but I didn't find a good design combining PVC pipes and 3D printed parts, and this one is pretty simple. You can adjust the scale of the prints for your pipe, and all the files are in the description. The only other things that you'll need are a bit of paper, a fuse, and that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video and don't forget to subscribe to see what I get up to next.